Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction stream. Hope you're doing well. My name is Todd. It is Tuesday. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your day, whether you're watching this on YouTube later in the day or Wednesday morning or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a wonderful time, and welcome back. We have 5 amazing videos today. It's a good selection. I just randomly pick from the list that's requested by ToddReacts.com members, and I hope you enjoy the selection. We have a video from Grey's Anatomy, Young Royals, Bridgerton, Glee, and Kaleidoscope of Death, which is one of the most interesting names I think I've ever heard. Sounds like an amazing hardcore metal band or something. But yeah, Luke, welcome back, welcome back. The Bridgerton video is actually Luke's, so go ahead and check it out. Link down below in the YouTube description for his channel. Go throw it some love. And very excited to check it out because season 3 is upon us on Bridgerton within, what, a couple days? A day? I can't remember exactly when it's coming out, but it's close. It is very close. If you'd like to request your own videos, it comes out Thursday. There you go. Absolutely. If you'd like to request your own videos, you can go ahead and do so at toddreacts.com. Just select one of the tiers where you can request videos, the season or the series. Or if you just want to watch the longer form content, you can on the episode tier. Basically, consider it like a monthly movie ticket, if you will. And then let's go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Todd Reacts. If you're not already, go ahead and do so. Actually, I wanted to pull this up. I wanted to pull this up because it's a fascinating number, honestly. 84% of the views of the watch time last month in April was not subscribed. 84%. That is an actual number from my analytics. So go ahead. It's free. YouTube. If you don't want to use Gmail, just sign up and use it as a YouTube only account. You don't even have to use it as email if you don't like Google or whatever. Whatever your preference. I actually did that beforehand before I got into all this. I just signed up for a Gmail account specifically for YouTube so I could follow who I wanted to follow. And they give you a nice little feed where you can see all the new videos in order of posting from everybody you subscribe to. It's fantastic. You never miss a video. You don't have to rely on the algorithm on your homepage. And it's really easy to do. So go ahead and subscribe. It helps me and it helps you as well. Stay in tune with the people you want to be in tune with. So go ahead and subscribe today. We are closing in on 12,000 very fast. Very fast. Shocking, honestly. I remember when I got my first subscriber and I was just like, oh my gosh, wow, this is amazing. Now it's at 12,000, which is crazy to me. But go ahead and subscribe today. Also, check out the Todd Reacts Plays channel, which is brand new. I started it a couple weeks ago. I'm going to continue on Life is Strange, Chapter 3 this Saturday. The live stream is already scheduled, as you see before you. So go ahead and check that out, subscribe, and come hang out. It's a very chill stream, very different. We just kind of hang out, play video games. And there will be quite a few Fortnite streams in between all of this. So come check it out. Winter Collection is leaving soon. 17 days left, as you see from the timer in the top there. Go ahead and check it out. Ships worldwide. Website members save 15% on all orders. YouTube channel members save 5%. There's a little promo code that you just enter into the website as you're checking out, and it takes it off. If you're a member, it just automatically reduces it 15%. So you don't have to do anything. Pretty nice. And yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, and if you wanted to know more about what episodes are in the ToddReacts.com catalog, I can bring those up right now. I was thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? I should actually show people more often what is in there. If you go to toddreacts.com, you'll see a little sneak peek page at the top. You can click on that, and it's literally the same thing. There is a list of what's currently there. and I will be updating that page quite frequently. I do so. So go ahead and check that out. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. The first video is Joe Wilson, I Wasn't Better Off. And this is from Grey's Anatomy. I don't know when I subbed, but I think it's when you started Doctor Who reactions. Yeah, that was, honestly, the Doctor Who reactions started pretty quick after I started taking audience requests. So if anybody doesn't know the history of the channel, basically I started selecting videos for the first couple videos, and I was like, you know what? My algorithm is my algorithm. I don't really want to stay within my algorithm, so I'll just take viewer requests out of the comments on YouTube. So that's how that started. And I think Doctor Who was pretty fast in there. It was definitely one of the first viewer requests I think I've done. But funny enough, me and Jace joined one day apart in the Discord. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, and you're both mods. Shout out to Luke for the links in this video, in this stream. Came up with all the information. We are going to learn more about the videos as we go along. And there is something I have to read, or should read, about the first video. The requester said there's necessary trigger warnings needed before you watch this. Depression. I'm going to have to get fancy with these words so YouTube doesn't freak out. DV, a.k.a. serious trouble at home. I don't know any other way to say that. Unwanted physical assault is what we'll say. And child abandonment and ending yourself ideation. So we're starting heavy. We're starting very, very heavy. Joe Wilson has a depressive episode after meeting her mother and finding out why she abandoned Joe as a newborn. And this covers that period in her life, including being committed to a psych ward and then her coming out and being stronger for it. Wow. Bit of a redemption arc there. Starting very heavy. Very heavy. But let's go ahead and jump in.
I love you. And I felt the opposite of how that should make you feel. I felt like he was wrong. Like no one should ever feel that way about me. I know what I want. My father. I know what I want. It never should have existed in the first place. Paul, everything.
Absolutely, Luke.
He did to me everything I escaped.
I found something regarding season 3.
That was my birthright. That was my inheritance.
You're used to being exceptional.
Handle it. I'm a freaking warrior queen.
Right
That you
now,
can
you're just
definitely
like
help out
everybody
on.
else here mentally. You're stuck. What's happening for you right now? What are you feeling?
Shame.
I feel shame over things I didn't even do, things that were done to me. I feel shame. It's all I can feel. I feel worthless that I'm not in an OR.
Is there an image you had in your mind growing up that gave you that message? That you're worthless?
I never spent long enough in foster homes to remember the wallpaper, let alone the people.
I didn't have a better life. I wasn't better off. I lived in a foster home so bad, it was better to live in my car. I lived in my car when I was 16 years old. And when a man finally told me that he loved me, I believed him.
He would hit me in my face.
Even when he beat the crap out of me so bad I couldn't see. Ex-husband cracked my ribs and threw me across the living room floor.
And the last time someone grabbed me like Jason did.
You are, but you're the monster. Torture, you are hell.
No, you grow up! This got so bad. People are horrible.
I had a husband who beat me, but he's dead now, so no trauma.
And then I screwed it all up by sticking myself in here.
I don't want to stop. And I do.
And now I'm back to square one.
Right, it is intimidating.
Memories or
That's
moments
21
that play over
seasons.
and over. I reached out my hand to my mom at a crappy diner and she pulled away. She couldn't stand to touch me.
You were 5 days old when your mother abandoned you.
Your brain may not have a memory of her pulling her hand away from you, but your body does. And your body felt the same way in that diner when she pulled away and left you.
Yeah, very true.
He left me. Please call me. I can't. I can't breathe.
If it's anything over 10 seasons, I typically, I don't know, I usually shy away. Because that is a time commitment.
Your body felt the same way it did when you were a baby, all over again.
Why are you telling me this?
You were surrounded by love. Still are.
I will rise. I'll rise so high.
You have an enormous will, an enormous heart, an enormous capacity for survival. You've taken all this darkness and used it to help other people who are walking through the same.
I was just about to mention that. I think we talked about that yesterday.
To help that woman who was hurting badly.
I'm not going anywhere.
Just hurt a little bit less. You've taken your darkest experiences and you turned it around and turned it into light.
You're my hero.
Right. It's impressive.
Mine too.
I've watched you teeter on that edge and bring yourself back by yourself and save someone else's life in the process. I don't know what square one looks like. For those
Incredible edit.
one about that.
Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Shows like Arrow, Vampire Diaries was the perfect length. Flash went on a little longer than it should have, but 20 odd seasons of Grey's might break me. Right. The edits are amazing. Like, clearly the show has touched on everything, right? How can you not after 21 seasons? But, oh gosh, since I'm not starting out live when it's on TV and like the first 3 seasons maybe, it gives me pause where I'm just like, that is a lot of, number one, content to consume, but it's a time commitment. It's huge. Like, are you going to be able to watch it every other day, every other week? Like, you got to really set forth to give it time, which, I mean, I guess you could do 1 episode a week, like it's coming out on TV, but also, like, how many years is that going to take? That's unbelievable. So you really got to have the time. I mean, I used to do that quite a bit. I used to binge a lot of shows when I was in college or at university, just because I had time. During summer, you had basically nothing to do unless you had a job. So it was just free time galore, and it was easy to just binge a show over a week or weekend or 2 weeks, whatever. But nowadays, it is tough to find free time. It is very tough. Always constantly doing something, some sort of adult responsibility comes out of nowhere, you know? Like, I have to get my vehicle inspected for environmental issues every year, and that just popped its head up. It's randomness that you don't see coming, or chances are you see coming, and you're just like, I gotta take care of this. I was 2 when Grey's aired. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing. I literally think we talked about this yesterday, how someone can go through such a dark experience, but also bring such light to people and do good for other people, even though they're struggling themselves. It's extremely impressive. Obviously, she had gone through a lot of trauma, and she's working through it, but the fact that she's able to work and continue to work and put a smile on and help people, that is impressive. That is really admirable. Let's go ahead and pull up some information on Joe. Joe Wilson. Meredith to Joe, violence isn't your birthright or your inheritance. It's something you survived because you are the opposite of that. You have an enormous will, an enormous heart, an enormous capacity for survival. You've taken all this darkness and used it to help other people who are walking through the same. You line that hallway with women to help that woman who is hurting badly just hurt a little bit less. You've taken your darkest experiences that life gave you, and you turned it around and turned it into light. And if the woman who gave birth to you doesn't want to see that, then that's on her. Right. Regardless of the fact that she was abandoned and went through foster care and was living in her car at 16, like, at a certain amount of time or maturity, whatever, you learn to put that stuff behind you, as much as it hurts and as much as it affects you in your current day-to-day life, in little ways and sometimes in big ways, right? It could affect how she sees relationships, especially after the DV and, you know, getting beaten and whatnot. That's going to affect you going forward. And learning how to live with that and cope with that and see some of your reactions and adjust them because you know it's from that or based on that, like, that is growth for sure. And trying not to, you know, carry forth into new relationships, new experiences, things that happened in the past that obviously are not happening in the current. Season 1 had 9 episodes, I think. Then every other season is 15 to 20, almost 30 episodes and some. Oh, wow. That tells you how popular Grey's was, or is. She is in obstetrics and gynecology at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital. Following her estranged husband's death, she married Alex until he left her for his ex-wife, Izzy. Oof. She's a mother of Luna. I want to learn more about this early life. At only 5 days old, Jo Wilson was left by her mother at a fire station. Boy, you know, you hear those stories, but you don't, you know, think it's true, but it actually is. Or like, one of the things that, you know, people used to joke about, albeit not a great joke, was leaving kids at Walmart. Like, what? Is that a thing? It doesn't make any sense. She was shuffled along numerous foster homes until age 16, when she began living independently out of her car. Her teacher, Miss Schmidt, would let her into the school building early to use the school showers and to do laundry. That's super nice. Oh my gosh. That shows her a bit of humanity, even though she's been, you know, passed around at the foster homes and all that stuff. That was a little bright spot, right? Jo worked furiously to get through school, graduating as high school valedictorian, holy crap, and moving on to Princeton University, Ivy League, where she graduated cum laude. Wilson then attended Harvard Medical School, where she graduated the top of her class. Holy crap. So she took all that trauma and angst and anger and just bitterness and just completely turned it into motivation. Like, that is incredible. But then again, that's success is not emotional growth and recovery, right? So she probably still needed to work through some of that stuff. She was using it as fuel, motivation, but obviously she still had some working through of things to do. Wilson confessed to Alex that Miss Schmidt was the only person who supported her and thus the only one at her graduation. Miss Schmidt, what a hero. What an absolute hero. Let's see. When she told Alex that she was planning on moving in with Jason, he was initially very angry with her. However, after working with Jason on a case, he told Jason that he was just protective of Jo because he had been in a similar situation to Jo as a child. Though he never had it quite as bad as she did, he was unaware that Jo did not tell Jason any of this. When Jo found out that Jason knew, she became angry with Alex for telling him. Ooh, keeping the past a secret. That's not good. After a heated fight, which involved Jason hitting Jo, She fled to Alex's house. He settled her into his bed. When Alex showed up at the hospital with Jason, who had been severely beaten, Meredith and Christina assumed that Alex had done it. Oh boy. But it turned out that Jo herself had done it. When he grabbed her arm, she fought him off, and he fell back and hit his head on the fireplace. She claimed that he was fine when she left and still yelling. Boy. Let's see. Let's see. What am I really interested in here? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is it. Finding her birth mother and depression. When Jo was finishing up things at the hospital before leaving for Catherine's party at Jackson's place, she ran into Helen at the hospital and found out that Alex supposedly had another doctor tell her to meet him at the party. Jo then offered her a ride and tried to call Alex, but he didn't answer. She found out Helen had traveled to Seattle through public transportation after getting inspired by the Lewis and Clark expedition. If you're unaware, there are two explorers that went out to the western part of the United States to map it. Once they arrived, she started Googling symptoms of a psychotic break, thinking the other doctor was in Helen's head, and made Jason fetch Alex. While Jo and Alex discussed the possibility of Helen having a break, she disappeared amongst the other guests. They found her soon and tried to reach her doctor, but weren't able to get a hold of him due to the time difference. They decided to watch her for the night and find out more in the morning. Where's the mother? Where's the mother here? Okay. He showed her a picture and told her her name was Vicky, that she lived in Pittsburgh. After Alex returned, she booked a ticket to Pittsburgh to go greet her mother. Alex was worried what would happen, but she told him that the worst would happen was that her mother wouldn't want to see her, right? Which would be brutal in its own way, right? And then she'd just come home and at least she'd know. In Pittsburgh, Jo went to Vicky's big house, and introduced herself. Oh gosh, big house. I'm assuming it was a unwanted pregnancy. She was probably super young, and the parents or something made her give up the child or something. That's a total guess. She immediately discovered that Vicky had 2 kids, probably later on. Thinking she was a saleswoman, Vicky tried to end the conversation, but Jo name-dropped Emerson Hospital. Vicky started to give directions, but Jo clarified that that was where she was born before she was left at the fire station on 47th Street. She then told Vicky she was her mother. Vicky told Jo she couldn't be there. Oh boy. At which point Vicky's husband and dog came back from their walk. Vicky claimed Jo was a Mormon and her husband took the dog inside. Jo then asked Vicky for one conversation at a diner nearby. Vicky didn't answer and just closed the door. Oof. Jo went to the diner and waited for quite a while. Just when she gave up and got ready to leave, Vicky showed up. Reluctantly, she sat down and told Jo she was late for work at the mayor's office. Jo then brought up her big house and family. She told Vicky she didn't need money. She told Vicky she had always thought that her mother had a terrible life and had no choice but to leave Jo. Vicky told her that she wanted a better life for Jo than she could give her. Jo inquired about Vicky's kids and husband, who Vicky told her was not her father. Jo then threw in her face that she never found that better life Vicky had wanted for her. No one found her adoring parents, and she lived in foster homes so bad that as soon as a man told her he loved her, she believed him so bad. Who wrote this? Oh yeah, this is a wiki. So bad that she couldn't see he was abusing her. She sincerely hoped that whatever life Vicky had, it was worse than that. Oof. Distraught, Vicky got up to leave. Yeah, that would be disturbing. I'm so lost but intrigued. Grace season 20 is the second shortest season since 10 episodes. Interesting. Where are we at? Joe commented at least that she was consistent. Ooh. Ooh. Zinger. Vicky sat back down and talked about her heritage and family medical history, but Joe got all that from the DNA test. She wanted information that the test couldn't provide her with. Vicky sarcastically dashed out some trivia about herself. Joe then asked about her father so she could find him, to which Vicky coldly replied that he died in a motorcycle accident 10 years ago. She had hoped for a more painful death after all the hurt he caused her. Thinking Vicky was just bitter because her childhood sweetheart didn't pan out, Joe got up to leave. Vicky then clarified that the man hurt her. She begged Joe to sit down. Joe complied. Vicky shared that he was a TA when she was a freshman in undergrad. He chased after her for weeks for a date and serenaded her with flowers and proclamations. Finally, she said yes to the date. Then she said no to the date when he started to kiss and touch her, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. 9 months later, she had Joe, and 5 days later, she didn't. Ooh. 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 Yeah, that's brutal. Vicky told Joe how she managed to hide her pregnancy years after the forced upon conception, I guess you could say. Vicky found her way to therapy, which is the first time she ever talked about it. It was only then that she came to terms with the word forced upon. Because she had consented to the date. Somehow, because she knew the man, she thought that what he took from her didn't matter, but she found a way to realize that it did and to move forward. Joe questioned why she never once tried to find her. Right. Vicky said she was petrified every moment of the pregnancy. She had to see that man every day in class and was terrified Joe would be a boy who would have his face and voice. Oh boy. Every movement of Joe as a fetus reminded her of where the baby came from. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can keep reading this. This is tragic. This is really tragic. Well, that really opens up why she gave up Joe. Good grief. Oh gosh. I think we're done reading into that for now. That was heavy. Season 2 had like 27. That's more than Arrow's early seasons. Interesting. Yeah, clearly this show really struck a nerve and still is striking a nerve. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. Good to see the redemption arc. You'll love to see it. She took all that pain and trauma and turned it into motivation. Went top of her class at Harvard Medical School, which is crazy. That's really awesome. And is obviously very successful, even though she has a bit of a break here and there. Exceptional, for sure. And I'm sure that meeting with her mom, her biological mother, was very eye-opening. Very eye-opening. But she wasn't really the only one that was suffering. I mean, how do you even process that information? Like, that would be really tricky, because all your life you've been hating on this biological mother that you never knew. You know, why'd she leave me? Why'd she abandon me? And then you learn about how you were conceived and all that stuff. Like, that's brutal. I don't even know how you begin to think that through. I used to not like Jo as a character, but I've grown to like her. Welcome back, Morgan, by the way. She is not my favorite character on the show, but she's far from my least favorite. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, just the story arc there, and the mother, and meeting her. Like, that would be gripping television. Like, that is really big entertainment. Lots of drama. Lots of drama, that's for sure. Video 2 is from the show Young Royals. It is entitled Brutal. I'm trying to think, have I reacted to a Young Royals? I'm pretty sure I have. Gotta love characters with mass development. Right. Absolutely. That seems like quite a lot. And I love that little twist of, yeah, you weren't the only one suffering as a part of your existence. Clearly, her mother was suffering as well, which is so deep and heavy. That was the first video. Oh my gosh. You never know what you're going to get. I don't think you have. I think this is a new one. Okay. All right. It's been so many videos at this point. It's over 1,000 in 3 years. Like, I don't know what my brain is at this point. Young Royals, brutal. Let's jump into it.
Insecure, I think that I'll die before I drink. And I'm so caught up in the news of who likes me and who hates you. And I'm so tired that I might quit my job, start a new life. And they'd all be so disappointed, cause who am I if not exploited? And I'm so sick of 17. Where's my fucking teenage dream? If someone tells me one more time, enjoy your youth, I'm gonna cry. And I don't stick up for myself. I'm anxious and nothing can help. And I wish I'd done this before.
This song is matching up perfectly. Oh, Rain. Such a good track. Crown, too.
It's brutal out here. I feel like no one wants me, and I hate the way I'm perceived. I only have 2 real friends, and lately I'm a nervous wreck, cause I love people I don't like, and I hate every song I write, and I'm not cool, and I'm
Rain was one of those shows where I just started out and I was like, I'll give it a shot, you know? And then I was just binging the heck out of it. Just immediately.
It's brutal out here.
A lot of pain in the face here. A lot of introspection. The most brutal part of that was just the expression on the face. Like, that was just giving, like, I don't know, confused, down in the dumps, like everything you could possibly conceive of around that. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some love. Rain walks so Bridgerton could run. Bridgerton took what was good about Rain, got rid of the CW level drama, and expanded. Yes. CW level drama. I would definitely say Rain could have been on CW for sure. But at points it was kind of cheesy in a way, but overall I really liked the story. It was really better than it should have been, is what I'll describe Rain. Better than it should have been. And I'm glad, because I love period pieces, historical dramas, etc. They're always fascinating, especially around true events or true people, true characters. So Young Royals, you know what I was getting? The kind of vibe I was getting was very Skins. You know, kind of that coming of age, party, recklessness, or like Marie Antoinette when she first gets there or whatever. She's like partying with her friends and whatnot. Very, very party, young, romance, etc. vibe to it. Yeah, Rain was CW. It was great, but they had to do the CW thing and make a love triangle multiple times. Yes. Oh, the amount of love triangles in that show was just outrageous. Young Royals is a Swedish coming-of-age romantic drama series. The series is about students at Hillurska, a prestigious Swedish boarding school, trying to find their way in life. It was renewed for a second season, and then renewed for a third and final season. First 5 episodes were released in March 2024, while the season finale was released March 18, 2024. Wait, what? Wait, what? March 18, 2024 has not happened yet. Why is that past tense? Oh, no, yeah, it has. What am I talking about? Am I tired? What's happening? I read March and I thought May. I don't know what is happening. My friend called Young Royals The Crown but Queer, and I'm here for it. Interesting. Okay. Synopsis, here we go. The story centers around Prince Wilhelm. When he arrives at the prestigious boarding school Hillurska, he finally gets an opportunity to explore his true self and find out what kind of life he really wants, which honestly is most universities. You know, we're all just out on our own for the first time, usually trying to figure out, you know, what we're into, where we're going to go, certainly find out more about ourselves. Obviously you're learning and you're studying and all that stuff, but really you're learning and studying about yourself as well, how you handle yourself when you're away from your parents. And it's very much a coming of age event in your life. And people usually look back on it fondly. You know, if I could go back in time and, you know, play over some university time, I would. I definitely would. It was basically no responsibility other than going to class and not failing every class. But other than that, it was just a cool, like, social hangout. And just partying and meeting people and craziness. Wilhelm starts dreaming of a future filled with freedom and unconditional love far away from the royal obligations. That sounds like Prince Harry. Does that not sound like Prince Harry? But when he unexpectedly becomes next in line for the throne, his dilemma is heightened as he has to make a choice. Love or duty? Ooh, that just became interesting. That became way more interesting. I like that. Yeah, I can see kind of the crown there, because Queen Elizabeth, when she first took over, was just like, I'm too young. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, this was my dad's thing. Very unsure of herself as her dad was dying, the king. I can definitely see a bit of resemblance there. Reluctant is a good word for it. Gosh, what an interesting concept. You know what? I'm assuming that is most royals when they're young or teenagers or whatever. I'm assuming there's a bit of rebellion there where it's just like, do I have to do all this stuff? Like, why was I born into this? I'm assuming there's a bit of lack of appreciation for what you've been given. Like, you were born into royalty. Like, you got privileges with that, like crazy. But I'm assuming as a teen, I would probably have the mindset of, why is this forced upon me? I don't want to do this. I want to do what I want to do. Very much a personal freedom mindset. But eventually you probably grow out of that and you're just thankful that you're a royal and you don't have to, I don't know, really do much other than the royal duties. It's definitely different than a 9-to-5 office job. So I think it's one of those things that you probably grow into appreciation for, right? You're growing into the realization that, oh, this is actually a pretty sweet deal. Yeah, my life is talked about in tabloids and all that stuff, but it could be worse. It could definitely be worse. Following a scandal, Prince Wilhelm enrolls in a new boarding school. Oh, that'd be interesting to find out what scandal that was. His second cousin, August, plans an initiation party in his honor. Simon and Wilhelm spend time together outside of school, desperate for ADHD medication. August attempts to get diagnosed. Rowing tryouts commence. Hosts a spirited parents' weekend, but a bevy of surprises, disappointments, and more occur. Struggles with his grief and what the loss of his family member means for his future. Yeah, that episode 4 is probably when he finds out he's next in line. And that just becomes really conflicted. Seems like an interesting concept. I like the fact that he's just trying to find himself, and then all of a sudden you're just thrown into, oh, I'm next. Ay, ay, ay. A special Young Royals Forever was released alongside the final episode and featured behind-the-scenes look at the creation of the show through the filming of the 3rd season. That's awesome. A little BTS. That'd be cool if most shows did that, just so you got more of a glimpse of what was happening. Only 18 episodes. See, that's like the perfect amount where you're just like, that's not a huge time commitment. I can do that. You know, check it out. I love bloopers and BTS of shows. Yeah. Oh my gosh. How much money has been made off of bloopers and BTS of The Office? Like, crazy amounts. Crazy amounts. And because everybody, if you've ever seen The Office, the US version is what I'm talking about. If you're even remotely into the show, you're going to be like, God, I wish I was there for like just one day of filming, just so I could see what the chemistry was like, how funny it was, how much they were screwing around. Like, I'm sure it was just hilarious. And the bloopers kind of prove that. Oh, it would have been amazing to be on set. Absolutely amazing. Going to go ahead and hit an ad real quick. I will be right back. You know what time it is. Luke knows what time it is. It is time for the Bridgerton TikTok compilation. Bridgerton TikTok's compilation to watch while waiting for season 3, which apparently comes out Thursday. So look forward to that. Let's go ahead and jump in. I got my popcorn. Nice. That's one thing I should do. I should have popcorn or something. No, chewing into a microphone would be terrible. Drinking into a microphone is bad enough.
It works. Right.
Good God. ASMR reactions. Can you imagine if I was just chowing down on popcorn right now? Just eating a sandwich.
I would fancy anything blue.
Perfectly handsome sons and perfectly beautiful daughters.
I did not see that music coming. Obviously, they were blessed with good genes.
A shockingly prolific family.
It happens. It happens.
Perfectly handsome sons.
All right, Thirst Trap. All right, Thirst Trap.
From Cantonese to Pollen, I'm officially passing the torch of the Bridgerton romantic lead. Thank you. Should we hug? we can't shake.
Yeah, bro, big bro, love you, bro.
Passing the torch.
Is this the plan? Daphne, thank goodness you're here.
She's requested time.
We do not have time. Stand back.
No offense, sister, but I believe you were the last person she would like to see.
And what is that supposed to? Are we sure she's even in there? Of course she is in there.
Where else would she be? Climb through a window, escape through the chimney.
Quiet, she may be. Do you realise I left my husband and child at home for this?
I told everyone this would happen. Now we're to be late for the Queen.
I hear something. Anthony.
Oh.
Refreshing indeed. Come now, it's not proper to stare.
I'm dead. What is this, Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
May I request your next dance?
Or am I to accompany you to fetch some lemonade? You seem parched.
How can you tell? Is she wilting?
Or punch, if you prefer.
Plant pun if you're wondering.
Apologies, gentlemen. I regret to inform you that my dance card is already full.
Just a little Anthony Thirst Trap. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. To be fair, the show made that Thirst Trap. Like, that was clearly done on purpose.
Apologies, have we met?
You do not need to have met. You are a Bridgerton, yes.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Not exactly much.
Well, anything that gets me your attention is a good thing, I rather think.
It's been forever since I've heard that song.
Oh, is this not lovely? All of us together again.
Lovely indeed. We should tempt scandal more often.
I'm begging for better. Yeah.
If one of you utters this,
I'm sure they're gonna release some like spoilers or something to give people a heads up. Or maybe it'll be obvious in season 3 who the next pairing is.
I'm not sure I've ever seen you so solemn and serious.
No one ever takes me seriously, except Rhaegar.
If you would simply open your eyes to what is in front of you, then you might see there are those in your life you already make happy.
Had to include Colin and Penelope. Yeah, they are the leads, I suppose.
I would never dream of courting Penelope Featherington. Not in your wildest
Ooh,
fantasies.
dang. That's brutal.
Do you do this every night?
Oh, did you come to admonish me?
Sensing a bit of goofiness there.
My brother?
No, not Colin. Colin!
Glad to see things have not changed.
The subtle judgment looks. Do you hear that yard crew going on right now? Oh my God. Talk about terrible timing. That's how the season ended for Colin and Penelope, and how season 3 will open, basically. Gotcha. That's funny how other people were seeing it first, or at least noticing things.
I take it the two of you? No?
Do not look at me. Have you ever visited a farm? No.
Oh, she's simply too good to be anyone's mouse. How long is this concert?
I was going to say, Eloise is in a couple of these.
So I certainly have already heard enough.
I get it, though. According to that article that I read, she's definitely the most relatable, almost like a modern-day interpretation.
Should I not have a friend? Please do not tell Mother.
Quite progressive in her thoughts.
Go on, then. Chastise me. I do not share my...
You cannot do what you did the other morning ever again. Do you understand it?
I have heard people say that men, such as my brother, if you will, can withstand rumour and gossip.
I truly do not want to go to this dreadful ball tonight. Even if I know Pen will be there, she finds me quite foolish too at present.
Would you like a companion?
What? Of course I would not.
Because I'm apparently free. Imposter party of two.
Hi, Sim. Come down here and do me the honor.
If she gets drunk, so do I.
I don't think she's very good.
I believe she can hear you.
She can hear you.
You noticed that? Twinkle. Yes, it is as if we sit among the stars.
It's a simple remedy. Continue to drink. There can be no after.
Only you would use your powers for good.
Shocking that
true.
Eloise Bridgerton was not named the season diamond.
Best way to get over a hangover, get drunk again. Or to never stop her.
It's the middle of the night. Look lovely day, like a prize car trussed up for auction.
What about Miss Edwina's sister?
What about
Will she come together with us too?
Oh, I do hope so. It will be a boon to have another
Benedict being
intelligent
high in
woman.
front of the whole thing was amazing. It appears so, yeah.
Any white guy in 1985.
That's got to be Bo Burnham.
I was on the dance floor days after a terrible injury to the head. Perhaps I needed someone to steady me. Make sure I was all right.
Wow. You could cut that tension with a knife.
If a husband is what you seek, let me help you. Are we not friends?
Friends.
That might have been the best.
You should be here by now.
Clip.
Perhaps he's still waiting at the altar for
That was
Miss Edwina.
so
I think
perfect.
it a pleasant morning for a promenade. Together, united as the most respectable family that we still very much are.
Respectable.
Miss Edwina is merely agitated. She will come to her senses.
Miss Edwina does seem to have a delicate constitution. Perhaps some fresh air will be just the thing.
Perhaps Miss Edwina realised that marriage is in fact
A
a prison for
delicate
women.
constitution.
Must you always be so you?
Our thing to do is to let our invited guests choose their mallets and strike first.
Please.
The mallet of death.
Would you look at that, brother?
Is this yours?
Not wrong. You're welcome to. You
Yeah, that song should be in season 3.
You exaggerate.
Like a child with a blanket.
Stop fussing with your dress.
You look lovely, dear.
I look like a prize calf trussed up for auction.
Even Daphne felt most apprehensive at her first official ball, and look how well her season turned out.
That's amazing. That interaction is great. Even Anthony broke character and like, right. All right, Miley. What a throwback. Oh my gosh.
Brother, under what foreign sun did you apparently get so sturdy?
Okay, but seriously, what is in the water on the set of Bridgerton?
Right.
Quite the scandal when the author becomes the story, is it not?
You need me to say, it would entertain me so much if you just say yes to the dances you're offered so I might hear about them. Because I know so much more.
The whole season 3 trailer felt like a thirst trap, right? At this point, they're just leaning into it, right? That's literally what I feel like watching Vampire Diaries edits. Like, this whole show is a thirst trap.
Anthony, you're here.
Of course I'm here, sister. I'll never miss such an important day for you and our family.
So Daphne was the main storyline of season 1, and then what I read was that she kind of fell out of season 2, like less appearances. Is she just gonna be like phased out in season 3, or is she still gonna be there? Like, it's almost built in that they get married off and then just leave the show. The actress left the show, yeah. That kind of makes sense. Because the whole point of the show is to marry off these kids and then they go have their own thing. So it seems like it would naturally be like a dwindling of the siblings.
Mother, do you believe the best foundation for love is friendship?
It is rare, but you must follow.
Anthony and Kate will be in season 3. Colin and Penelope is confirmed to return in season 4. That's pretty good. Maybe they'll show like more of their lives or something. Post nuptials.
There is a lesson here for you somewhere, Anthony. I only hope that this time you will finally learn it.
Okay, Mom. Oh. Did they go on to other things? I'm assuming they got offers. Or they realized that was the best exposure they were going to get.
I believe you should like to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Certainly if you're on a cultural phenomenon show, that's going to be like amazing PR. Violet was the most flawless character, best TV show mom. Yeah. First time Lady Dan spots her future bestie. Charlotte about to be mom. And her wedding was iconic.
Getting to know each other, all the better.
What an excellent idea, Miss Amelia. I think we can make an exception. It's this one time. We're on our private lands, after all, and who knows? Perhaps Miss Sharma can teach you if you want to.
Are you and the modiste still making a stitch?
But apparently not. Have you found a wife yet? Or are you planning to offend every young girl until there are none left?
She really understood her kids, had some touching moments, but knew how to give hard truths. That is the perfect mother, right there. An understanding one, but one that also hits you with some truth when you need to hear it most. Especially to Daphne, then Anthony. She also understood Anthony's trauma the most. What was Anthony's trauma? Trying to remember. Did I read that part? She lost her husband. Anthony lost his father. Oh, okay.
He's taken my ribbon. I've done you a service.
Yeah, so she would obviously have very intimate knowledge of that. I don't know what that Discord message was.
Top of me.
Guild? Badges? I don't even know what the heck that is. I didn't even realize they had posting ability. Such a good song.
Or perhaps it will allow you to escape the thoughts that have been plaguing your mind. The doubts, the questions that seem to linger, no matter how far you go to escape them.
You quite well, brother.
All I can think about while watching these period pieces is how many pieces of clothing they have on and just how long it would take to get dressed. And not having any form of air conditioning is just giving me anxiety. And all those candles, oh my gosh, giving off heat.
If the Queen in fact names Eloise the diamond, who will you marry then, brother?
She ride dick like a carnival. Been over having flashbacks, she gonna eat me up like a carnival.
I'm really glad you came.
She was pregnant with Hyacinth. Anthony had to look after his younger siblings, and he was a kid himself. He had to become a Viscount and had the family as a kid. He had to decide to let his mother die or the baby. Ooh. Left that to his mother, and both lived. That episode in season 2 that explained their traumas was great. Yeah, it sounds like it, honestly. Wow. That's brutal to have to go through that as a young guy, young kid. That's wild. Unbelievable. A little ending pick of them too. Great ending, Luke. Excellent. Link to that video down below in the YouTube description. Go throw it some much deserved love and check out the other videos. There's other videos there, and I'm sure we're going to be reacting to most of them. If you're not hyped for season 3, I don't know what will get you hyped, but apparently the trailer is very thirst trappy, which, you know what? If you're that kind of show and you realize it, and people are, really into the couples, might as well lean into it, right? Might as well. So I did find something. Bridgerton recap 10 things to remember before season 3, which literally comes out in a couple days. Bridgerton Season 3, focusing on Penelope and Colin's romance, makes the biggest events involving the two in Bridgerton Season 2 the ones to remember. Key developments from Bridgerton Season 1 and 2 involving Queen Charlotte and Eloise, and from Queen Charlotte involving Lady Danbury and Violet Bridgerton also need to be remembered. Return of Anthony and Kate as Viscount and Viscountess. The Colin and Penelope being Bridgerton Season 3's focus, the most crucial developments to remember involve their journeys. Number 10, Eloise discovered Penelope as Lady Whistledown, and it ruined their friendship. The reveal prompted their biggest fight in Season 2. It said, like, Viscount and Viscountess. Oh. Huh. Learn something new every day. Eloise's biggest appreciate that. Eloise's biggest priority since the appearance of Lady Whistledown's column had always been uncovering who was behind it, admiring the writer at first before becoming disillusioned with her focus on the ton. After meeting Theo and reading the books and pamphlets he recommended, however, accidentally connecting the dots between Penelope's wittingly scathing comments about members of the ton and Lady Whistledown's tone led to Eloise uncovering Penelope as Lady Whistledown. Oh, gosh. Finding the money Penelope made from the column was the damning proof Eloise needed, leading to the two friends' worst fight. Between Penelope claiming Eloise was only jealous of her success, which I think I would lean heavily on, and Eloise being disgusted by the pain Whistledown caused to both Marina and Colin, not to mention herself, once Whistledown wrote about her association with political radicals. The two friends accused each other of the worst things possible. Interesting. Colin's mean words about Penelope at the end of Bridgerton Season 2. Yeah, I think we caught a couple of those, actually. Penelope and Eloise's friendship needs to be fixed in Season 3. I'm more into that than Penelope and Colin. I could see that, for sure. Colin's words hurt Penelope because they echoed what the ton thought. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, we caught a couple of those words in the one of the edits there. It was brutal. Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine hearing that or overhearing that. However, their dance in Bridgerton Season 2's finale drew the attention of Colin's peers, as it should, who jokingly asked Colin whether he intended to court Penelope, leading to Colin's unfortunate mean answer. Colin's cruel reply that he would never dream of courting Penelope Featherington was overheard by Penelope, hurting her deeply as it sadly mirrored what most of her peers within the ton thought of her. Yeah, that's brutal. That is rough. Could you imagine hearing that about yourself? Like somebody you were, close friends with, actively crushing on, and then them saying, "Oh, I would never be caught dead," Oh, that would just sting so bad. She just lost her best friend, went outside for air, and hears that from the man she really likes. Oh, gosh. Oh. Devastated. That's a good word for it. Devastated. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, to lose your best friend and then immediately hear that, like, at that point, you're crawling into a hole trying to escape polite society. The event was the catalyst convincing Penelope to finally look for a husband to protect her freedom, making Colin's words a big development, impacting the direction of Penelope's story in Season 3. Boy, wouldn't it be a twist if Season 3 it didn't work out with Colin? Now that would be a twist. If it was like just a drama-filled, beat down, drag them out awfulness, and then they don't end up together, and somebody completely different comes into the picture. Like, that would be a twist. Two closest Bridgertons to Penn was Eloise and Colin. Now she's like, well, shit. Who Francesca Bridgerton is and where she was previously. The sixth sibling was mostly absent from Season 1 and 2. The trailer did show Francesca finally making her debut in society, putting her in the spotlight after being barely on screen. Interesting. Was only briefly shown in Season 1. Huh. That's interesting. Maybe they're really playing up Francesca, or there's going to be a very interesting story to come about, or maybe they just didn't cast Francesca. She was recasted. Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. Anthony and Kate were married in Season 2. Well, that makes sense. Fresh out of being Season 2's protagonists, Anthony and Kate are returning for Season 3, but their roles will be very different, having gotten married. Season 2's ending and effectively becoming... The two won't spend too much time in the spotlight. Right. They'll be more like supplemental characters. But we'll still lead the family and accompany them at the Ton's functions, especially considering Anthony's status as head of the family. Sneak peek only showed them as deeply in love during one of the functions. Anthony and Kate will likely be particularly involved with Francesca's debut, given their titles, settling in their role as chaperones. The original actress was filming another show during Season 1 and 2, which got canceled because it's Netflix. Right. Right. Nice little subtle jab at Netflix there. I like that. Rand's new actress will be actually a part of the story and be an all... Okay. All right. Has lines. That's good. That's good. Lady Danbury's backstory is revealed in Queen Charlotte. Tragic backstory can make her choices in Season 3 even more nuanced. Lady Danbury's always been a key character. However, before Queen Charlotte, not much was known of her backstory, only being known as meddlesome and witty. Queen Charlotte explaining Lady Danbury's marriage was loveless and abusive, making her husband's death the event that effectively granted her freedom, adding another layer to her story and her advice. So clearly she's been through it. So that kind of adds a little bit more depth to advice. It was a good decision because Fran's love story is massive. 2 husbands, miscarriages. One of her husbands dies in his sleep. Trauma, but beautiful. Whoa. Whoa. I feel like they've been saving that ace up their sleeve. They needed to start building her now before she leads. Right. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That might be 2 seasons worth. Benedict discovered he didn't earn his spot at the Academy and stopped painting, losing his purpose in season 2. Dang. Anthony had bought his place in the Academy, prompted Benedict to leave his art studio and painting behind, leaving him stranded and purposeless. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be a weird spiral story. Benedict can be all the more prone to debauchery, marking his path in season 3 to be set up before Bridgerton. Season 4 centers Benedict's story. Ooh, season 3 might be very interesting for Benedict. That could be real interesting. My thought will be that Benedict and Eloise will lead season 4. Season 5, Fran will marry in 1, then lose her husband just before she leads her season. Yeah, that sounds like a really good guess. Violet wishes are expressed in Queen Charlotte. Let's see. Queen Charlotte episode 5 introduced a big change with Violet's Garden and Bloom speech, which openly mentioned an opening towards exploring romantic feelings or lust, something Violet never saw as in her present or future, the prospect having died with Edmund. An affair would not limit the freedoms Violet acquired through widowhood, and it would present her as an all-around character and not just a maternal figure. Right. Because it sounds like she's just giving out advice at this point. Or witty comments. The Featheringtons' wealth was earned back in Bridgerton Season 2. With Jack's money and him gone, Portia and the Featheringtons are back on top. Colin uncovering Jack's fake gems scheme unwittingly gave Portia Featherington an out, as she could blame Jack for everything and send him away while still keeping the money they illicitly made together. Showrunner said hints for the next season 4 lead will be in the last few episodes of part 2 of season 3 in June. That makes sense, right? Got to set it up a little bit. Give people, what they've been craving, what's coming next, either being Eloise or Benedict. Queen Charlotte's need to uncover Lady Whistledown briefly ruined the Bridgertons in season 2. Penelope only wrote about Eloise's secret to protect her from the Queen. Queen accusing Eloise of being Lady Whistledown left Penelope with not many options, eventually prompting her to write about Eloise and her radical acquaintances so that the shame befalling her would have convinced Queen Charlotte that Eloise couldn't have been Lady Whistledown. Oh, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. And that's why Penelope and Eloise were fighting. Penelope did it because she was trying to save her. Eloise is just like, why'd you destroy me like that? One thing they need to do, though, is bring in Sophie, a.k.a. Benedict's love interest from the books, if it's them next in season 3, even if it's the final episode. Yeah, definitely introducing the potential main lead of season 4 would be definitely a good idea. Queen Charlotte is still on her quest to find out the town member behind Lady Whistledown. Bridgerton Season 2 events almost stopped Lady Whistledown's work until she reprised. After publishing the column about Eloise in Season 2, Penelope vowed to stop writing, aware of having gone too far, even if it was just to protect her best friend. However, Eloise finding out the truth about Lady Whistledown and Penelope overhearing Colin's mean words changed everything for Penelope's Season 2 ending, sending her right back to her writing desk. Yeah, I bet it did. Penelope made Lady Whistledown even more of a priority in Season 3. Yeah, I could see that. Being driven into like kind of a negative space there with Colin putting his foot in his mouth. Trying to keep up appearances in front of the boys. Eloise has already been introduced in Season 1, but I don't think Eloise's character is ready yet. Her focus should be redeeming with Penelope, then Season 5 is ready for love. Yeah, I think so. Especially if Penelope is the star or the lead, one of the leads of season 3, it makes sense that they would try to repair that relationship before heading into like a love story. The next video is Glee season 2 out of context. I've done, I've reacted to 2 Glee videos at this point. Very interesting show. I would say there's some parts of it, watching it today, you're just like, wow, they got away with that? By Eloise's, I mean her future partner, Philip. Glee is a fever dream. That is a good description of Glee. It seems very high energy, very erratic. Not erotic. Erratic. There's the word I'm looking for. The show, it might be erotic. I have no idea. You know, depends on your feelings towards it. This show shouldn't have worked on paper, right? Half these characters should be in jail. It very much seems like High School Musical turned up to 10. Just everyone just wild and crazy.
Push yourselves, guys. Vocal adrenaline takes no prisoners.
Oh.
No straight boy dyes his hair to look like Linda Evangelista circa 1993.
I have in my Spanx at all times a list of the worst songs ever performed by the Glee Club, and I would appreciate it if you would not reprise any of the following numbers. Number 1, Run, Joey, Run. You should literally apologize to America for that one.
Charged my credit card by swiping it through his butt crack.
Go with God, Satan. Santana.
I decided to try online dating.
Extreme taxidermy? What?
Really honest with people when I think that they suck.
Though today we need to practice doo-wopping behind Blaine while he sings every solo in the medley of Pink songs.
Santana told me never to speak alone with you because you would try to steal all of my gold.
I don't even remember putting that in there.
Teen gay, you may now proceed to the next checkpoint without fear of violence.
What?
Grilled cheeses.
Grilled cheeses.
Hi, I'm Jacob Ben Israel with Glee's Big Gay Summer.
Oh.
Okay. Don't worry.
Oh.
I wouldn't know, because like Medusa, I try to avoid eye contact with her.
Just know you have rights.
Now slap Brittany.
They say that the best
Literal
time to start any
crimes.
business
Yeah,
is during a
exactly.
recession. I don't know why, or even what a recession is, but it's my understanding that we're in one.
He's so smart. I can't believe he flunked out of college.
This is a song that I wrote for Sam. It's called Shouty Mouth.
Wait, what's it called?
I decided to have the Glee Club perform Rocky Horror for the school musical this year.
Wow, Will.
Never actually almost killed a civil servant before.
Boy, did I think that Hitler showed promise.
I'm incognito.
You're having a Glee wedding.
Their Christmas gift to each other was rabies.
Give one of those old ladies a good luck pat
Christmas
on the rear,
gift
it'll
was
shatter her
rabies.
pelvis.
I hope you'll all respect that I want Glee Club to remain a place where I, Britney S. Spears, can escape the torment of Britney Spears.
You suck so bad, Quinn for break. I won.
It's not gonna put you and I back where we belong.
Which is where?
On top.
On top of what?
Sue Sylvester is marrying herself.
You used to be just sort of unlikable, but now I pretty much feel like punching you every time you open your mouth.
Wow.
Rachel,
You suck.
What prom queen candidate is spending a lot of time in her closet? And that's garbage. Quinn's claustrophobic.
I'd like to call it the
Maybe
Warblers
canceled so
Gap
fast.
Attack.
Not even the can't lose
I'm assuming
combination
so.
of boobs and fire can get me going anymore.
I just really want to get you in a stroller.
You're all coffee and no omelet.
Are you looking for teaching at a place where pencils aren't primarily used as weapons?
You know, William, that's what one Hubert Humphrey said back in 1968 at the start of the Democratic National Convention. But then hippies put acid in everyone's bourbon, and when an updraft revealed Lady Bird Johnson's tramp stamp and tattoos above her ovaries, Mayor Richard J. Daley became so incensed with sexual rage that he punched his own wife in the face and spent the next hour screaming "sex party" into the microphones of all 3 major networks.
Okay. Are you playing
They
Angry
made Sue
Birds?
to represent people that hate the show. That is clever.
Love sucking on those salamander lips. Did I hear something about a substitute?
It's coming out of your paycheck, every penny of it! Oh, God.
It's a lawsuit.
It's a lawsuit.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Are you singing about a cup?
The amount
cucumbers can give you
of fever dream of this is unbelievable. Yes, it's out of context. Yes, the cuts and everything, but oh my God.
AIDS?
Blaine and I love football.
Will can't speak.
Well,
you
Blaine
watched a
loves
kid
football.
shower, then
I love
blackmailed him.
scarves.
Oh
Correction,
my
you had
gosh.
feelings for him. He made breakfast on your head.
That's a steer with 6 teats and no oink.
I don't care how adorable those kids are. If I hear one song from their classic rock outfit Journey, I will start pulling catheters.
You know, I sat through that whole Brokeback Mountain. From what I gather, something went down in the tent.
Dead.
Creature of the night. When people look at you, they don't see what you're wearing. They see a cat getting its temperature taken, and then they hear it screaming.
To show everyone how hot and sexy I am.
Yeah, that's how we do it in Lima Heights.
Honey Badger, I am lactating with rage. You know, like my enemas piping hot.
My headband.
Oh my God. Sue is definitely my favorite.
I got punched in the face. Anyway.
Because I know you started smoking
Will
again.
is sleep demon. He was so creepy. These are supposed to be high schoolers and he's grinding around.
Think your kids can manage life without their daddy?
Dr. Scott! Janet!
Dr. Scott!
Finsline, Janet!
I'm so bored, I just fell into a micro-sleep.
Brad! Rocky!
Janet!
Dr. Scott!
Still being Finn, Janet!
Brad!
None of this is plausible.
Rocky!
Janet!
Dr. Scott!
Finsline, Janet!
Brad! Rocky!
This play has incredible pacing problems.
Baby likes a soup.
I'm gonna have to go straight to the wound care center. I'm gonna have to stare at some wounds.
I know where babies come from.
I've been drinking a lot of bleach.
Mr. Shyy, I wrote another verse of Trouty Mouth.
No. Guys.
You crap on my leg, I'll cut it off.
I've got a gay. Go. Go, I've got to go.
Can I just say that this is what happens when
What?
people don't put out?
Give me some
My
chocolate.
favorite is when they break character
or
and keep
I will
going.
cut you.
That's awesome.
Our thoughts are all with Kurt, and
I'm gonna sue the pants off you, Will. I'm gonna take your house, your car, your extensive collection of vests. I mean, seriously, you wear more vests than the cast of Blossom.
Glee is a giant ball of suck.
Oh my god. Finn can fly?
I don't mean to be a bitch.
Well, yeah, actually, I do. You can't prove that there isn't a magic teapot floating around on the dark side of the moon with a dwarf inside of it that reads romance novels and shoots lightning out of its boobs.
Nobody tells you anything because A, you're a blabbermouth, and B, we all
Now, if
just
that was
pretend
true,
to
that'd
like
be
you.
fantastic.
I have no idea what's going on in this script, and it's not in a cool Inception kind of way.
Well, he's not coming out anytime soon.
This room looks like the one on that spaceship where I got probed.
Hey, I'll bring him to work with me. Weekends I volunteer at a stray cat rescue. It's at the bottom of a coal mine.
I don't brush my teeth. I rinse my mouth out with soda after I eat. I was pretty sure Dr. Pepper was a dentist.
I got this, Sam.
I'm with Rachel on this one.
What?
Gross. Just like another cricket that reads to me and I just totally stealing my jewelry.
I would have joined in with a kick-ass harmony, but the dude was naked.
Okay, maybe you are straight.
What?
I'm like a lizard.
Some of these are really weird storylines to have around
You
high
like
school.
me sing. You like me sing very much.
In fact, right now I'm tempted to sell your scalp on the black market as a tiny, full-length shearling coat for only the most fashionable of premature babies.
If marriage is so sacred, they should just outlaw divorce.
Right. If we lose, we should throw a possum.
Finn
May I
did
be
what Will
excused?
did to
I'm gonna
him.
go stuff
Watch
some
someone in
tats
the
with the tailpipe
shower.
of Costa
Oh my
Mistress
gosh.
Is God an evil dwarf?
I realize you're only half orangutan, but I'm still very allergic to your lustrous ginger mane.
I made him a card that said heart attacks are just from loving too much.
I like to preserve you in a jar in my basement.
Oh no, not Brittany.
Shut up!
For a while, I thought you were a robot.
All right, so then they take off our wet clothes and we do the rest of the scene in our underwear.
Mr. Kurtama?
Dude, why didn't you just tell us you wanted to pray in Muslim?
Why are you talking to me?
The show
Are you
is
gonna steal
wild but
something
sad
from me?
because of what happened with Corey and I. Yeah, I remember hearing about those.
Oh my gosh, I opened my mouth and a little purse falls out.
It's really sad.
I'd get in there.
Almost
Halloween
like a Glee
is that
curse
magical
of
day
some
of the
kind.
year when a child is told their grandmother's a demon who's been feeding them rat casserole with a crunchy garnish of their own scabs.
People thought I went on vacation, but actually I spent the summer lost in the sewers.
Wow, Emma, I thought the whole purpose of you doing this was to
Being a
write.
ginger has plagued me my entire life.
Wouldn't it be awful to see an entire town overrun by killer bees?
There was a third, but I'd rather not bring them up because they aren't the best person, but it's still sad. Oh, jeez.
What are you doing?
Throwing sticks at your head?
If he and I got married, the Gap would give me a 50% discount.
I'm Hispanic.
I don't know. I've never had any balls in my mouth. Have you?
That's like vocal masturbation or something.
Was it too much? Yeah, it was too much.
I don't want you anywhere near my squad. You'll deafen them with the sound of your stretch marks rubbing together. Oh, well,
Charles Manson would have been a fun addition to your pack of losers.
Anyone ever tell you that you dress like one of the bait girls on To Catch a Predator? Earlier today, Artie asked if he could make a gigantic omelet when I'm done with the ostrich eggs I'm smuggling in my bra. Look what I snuck in.
Some of these lines are just nuts.
They're personifying you. Ugh. Don't they have anything here that isn't covered with stupid little hearts? Gross.
That's about my level.
Am I dreaming? Is this happening? When are you slated to make your triumphant return
That's
to the
about my
Shire?
level. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
You make the underflaps of my breasts burn, like when I used to rub them with poisoned sumac.
Oh my god. That is visual.
You are as brilliant and talented as you are irritating.
It just looked like you were having gas pains.
You and I are a little bit more similar than you think.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Finn was a great singer, but god, that man could not
Legend
dance
has
for
it that when I
shit.
came out of my mother, I told the nurse she was fat.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
The show's got to go all over the place or something.
Do you ever fantasize about your own funeral?
Ooh.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta give the inmates what they want. You throw them a comb and hope they stop beating each other long enough to whittle it into a shiv.
I'd say bye, but I wouldn't want to make you angry.
Would you mind if I borrowed one of your rafters so I could hang myself? Take your sick, perverted sex games out of this school.
That can't be my baby because I don't love it.
This show did not age well. Yeah, I'm kind of noticing that.
I am going to perform with you.
It definitely seems like it has place and time,
Cool
though.
that our girlfriends are such good friends, right?
Students who ate the ravioli today
and are not up to date on their tetanus shots should see the nurse immediately.
I'm doing you a favor by telling you that Blaine is the first of a long line of conflicted men that you will date that will later turn out to be only the most flaming of homosexuals.
Sue, Brittany, and Santana.
This morning I woke up and
one-liners.
swallowed the sun.
Sue for sure.
It's a Britney Spears sex riot. Take your juicy, vine-ripened chest fruit and get the hell out of my office.
The key is to use the curling iron in the bathtub to keep you from getting burnt.
What?
Stop the violence.
Hey there, sexy lady.
A sentiment expressed by many a hag about
I don't
many a
know the
gay.
context of that, but that is funny.
Active crack house.
Yep. I'm gay. 100% gay.
You do not spray athlete's foot medicine in your teammates' eyes.
I don't know who the gym teacher is, or whatever, but she is funny.
When I showed this to Brittany earlier, she began to whimper, thinking I had cut down a small tree where a family of gummy bears lived.
Wait, the kids don't like it when I rap?
I have good news. I found a Journey song we haven't done yet.
One girl ate a pigeon. Several others started worshiping a possum carcass as their lord.
Nothing says bienvenidos quite like a buttered floor.
What? Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Glee season 2. Very funny, very out of pocket. Probably not long for this world if it came out today. Tragic with a couple of those actors. I mean, just meeting their demise early in life, which is just too bad, honestly. But good grief, it just kind of adds to the lore of that show. Will doing Ice Ice Baby scarred me for life. It's not even his worst song he did. Oh gosh. Oh Lord. That was a fever dream for sure. Season 2 aired between 2010 and 2011. Let's see. Focuses on the high school glee club. Season 2 follows the club through the sectional, regional, and national show choir competitions. Also introduced several new characters. Mike and Naya being promoted to the main cast as their characters were only recurring in season 1. After a tough loss at regionals, the Glee Club is back as the underdogs of McKinley High. When the school is faced with even more budget cuts, Mr. Schuster pushes the kids to help recruit new members to the club. Glee Club has had some changes over the summer, new relationships, new activities, and some relationships broken up. Rachel and Finn disagree on new recruits and aren't sure they will be able to come together in perfect harmony. Finn attempts to recruit new transfer student Sam, while Rachel attempts to recruit Sunshine. Jealousy gets in the way, which may cause some problems. Will and Sue team up together to take on Coach. Oh, that's got to be the coach. Coach Beast? Beast? Beastay? I don't even know how you say that. The new football team coach, when Figgins reveals that it'll cut Sue's Cheerios and Will's New Directions funding. Yeah, usually, especially at my university, it is Beast. Got it. This was the start of the amazingness of Santana. Soon as she was promoted, Santana owned the show. That's not surprising. She kind of gave off that like Mean Girl vibe in that one clip that I saw. Season 2, episode 1 had 12.45 million U.S. viewers. That is a good number. Typically, at schools, the sports teams do have the bigger budget. At my university, the yearly budget of the football team was about $19 million, 16 of which was provided by from students' tuition money. So our tuition money, 16 of the 19 million in the budget was from tuition money, which is just outrageous. But you got to spend money to be a part of the, be a part of the sport. I think they carried over 3 million every year. And that was just from like ticket sales and merch and stuff like that, concessions, TV deals, etc. But yeah, most of their team budget was put forth by tuition. Rachel sent Sunshine to a crack house because she was jealous. Oh my God. Look at that. The viewership went up for episode 2. New Directions are chosen to perform at the school pep rally. Kurt requests Britney Spears, but Will doesn't like the idea. When Emma brings in her boyfriend dentist, Carl, to the Glee Club meeting, he finds out that some of the Glee Club members are not brushing enough. As he helps them with oral hygiene and puts them on anesthesia, they have Britney Spears fantasies. Britney Spears appears in some of the dream sequences caused by anesthesia. Oh, that's why the ratings went up. Grilled cheeses. Finn has an existential crisis when he believes he sees the face of Jesus in his grilled cheese sandwich. Wasn't that a real story? The grilled cheeses? Or maybe the cheat. It was the, wasn't it a Cheeto or something that looked like Jesus Christ? It was unbelievable. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure, right? Cheeto Jesus. Oh, come on now. Look at this. This is kind of funny. This is kind of funny. Somebody wants 15 grand for a Jesus Christ on the cross Cheeto. Extra hot flamin' Cheeto. 15. That is a real listing on eBay right now. It can be all yours for 15 grand. It can be all yours. Someone will buy that, no joke. Absolutely. Santana was moving for me, yet yes, she was cruel at times, but she had amazing development, and her story of coming out as a lesbian and marrying Brittany was beautiful. Her story helped me with coming out myself. Well, that's amazing. Her story inspires so many. That's great. That is fantastic. That's really cool that a show can have that much impact. That is really neat. It's certainly helpful to see stories that we relate to. Someone will buy that, unfortunately. When Puck is sent to juvenile detention, Sam is introduced to the New Directions as a replacement. Will also introduces a duet assignment to the Glee Club, offering a meal at Breadsticks for the winning team. Kurt has his eye on Sam as his duet partner, but Finn tries to prevent them from being partners, thinking back to Kurt's crush on him the year before. So obviously the one with Britney Spears had the most viewers. That's not surprising. They probably had so many ads about that. Holy crap. The Sue Sylvester Shuffle. 26.8 million viewers. Oh my gosh. That is an incredible number of viewers for a TV show. That episode aired after the Super Bowl. Oh, right. February 6th. That makes sense. Yeah, that's a heck of an audience to lead into it. That is such a good time spot. Mean Girl vibes, but the best character with the best story arcs. Definitely got to watch more of Santana because she was incredible for so many reasons, even when she's being not a great person. That episode aired after the Super Bowl. That makes a lot of sense. And of course, members of the football team joined the Glee Club. Like, they just played into it perfectly. Love songs, comeback, blame it on the alcohol. You know what's interesting is the fact that the songs, the cover songs, are so good. And the dialogue is so raunchy. That's unbelievable. It almost seems like they shouldn't be existing together. Like, the songs are almost like musical level quality. You know, the covers of songs were just amazing. Like, I've heard a couple just randomly. And really enjoyed them. But then you also have this other side of the show, which is super out there. Ooh, viewership kind of dropped off a little here. Oh, went back up for the finale, though. New Directions have finally stepped foot into New York. They prepare to write original songs, but New York pries and distracts them, but eventually gives them more passion. Will struggles to decide whether to choose Broadway or New Directions. Quinn has hit rock bottom. Finn chases after Rachel once more. Rachel decides between New York or choosing Finn, and the New Directions perform at Nationals. Young love. Blossoming relationship between Kurt and Blaine, which itself grows romantically. Santana's sexuality and her coming to terms with her romantic feelings for Brittany. Definitely seems like an important season, for sure, especially Santana's character. Sue continued her plan to destroy New Directions. The Glee Club had to have 12 members, I think, and after season 1, I think some temp left the group. As well as 1 or 2 leaving the show, so they always tried adding new people in each season. There were no episodes in season 2 which featured all of the credited main cast. 2 couples broke up over the summer. First season to feature original songs. I didn't even know they did original songs. That is good trivia. Stevie Nicks was on the set when they filmed Landslide this season. There's behind the scenes of that. That's so cool. Later seasons dipped because the main cast left the show, while Rachel Kurt moved together to New York. Later, Santana joined them as their roommate. Only season where a solo is sung in every episode. Highest viewed season of Glee with an average of 10.1 million viewers. Yeah, they put out albums like crazy. Look at that. Now that's what I call Glee music. Volume 6. Oh my gosh. I saw somewhere on a post that I don't know if you've ever heard of these. They're like CDs that were coming out all the time when I was a kid. Now that's what I call music. Apparently they're on volume 117 or something like that. Like something crazy. I'm just like, what? I remember the first volume. Oh, no. Season 6 was pretty bad. The new cast lacks so much. Season 4 or 5 was okay, but it did get tragic with Corey's death. Season 1 through 3 was peak. Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems to be that way for a lot of shows. They start off really interesting, especially because it's fresh off the writers, putting forth their best effort, the pilot, to make sure it gets captured by a network, and greenlit for more episodes. So typically the first season's always the best of shows. But it appears season 2 was even better for them. But yeah, after 3, 4, 5 seasons, most shows just kind of deteriorate because you have, you know, writers leaving, new writers coming in. The actors get too big, too popular. They leave and do other things. So really, the first couple seasons are always so much better. Very rarely does it get better over time. Some of the best Glee songs was Santana. Her character development is favorite in the show. Yeah, seems like it. It is, you know what's interesting? When this show came out, I think I said this before, when this show came out, I was so anti this show. So I guess I was like Sue. Because I had just assumed it was a musical. Like, I had no idea there was like this amount of like comedy and like really edginess to it. I just assumed it was a musical. And that was it. Like maybe some romance and some songs. That was about it. And that kind of kept me away from it. But now that I'm watching these clips, I'm just like, wow, this show was like right up my alley. And I just gave it no chance. Rumor has it, Valerie back to black, some of the greatest hits. It's like High School Musical, the series on drugs. Right. I was definitely thinking High School Musical for a little bit there. Oh my gosh. The last video of the day is... Let's see. Oh gosh, how do I even say these names? I do not want to butcher them that bad. Kushi and Ruan? Oh God, I know I butchered those. I'm With You from Kaleidoscope of Death. Never heard of it. Definitely a great name. I mean, like I said earlier, seems like a very hardcore metal band. Can't help you with that one. Yeah, no. It's just, I was like, yeah, I think I'm kind of screwed on this. Let's go ahead and jump in, and then we'll learn more about it, because I assume I'm going to be very confused.
以后门里多多关照。你放心，我会保护你。 保护你一辈子，无论是你的一辈子，还是我的一辈子。
哇哦！
可是你明明已经知道结果了，你为什么不说呢？
我说，我希望我救的人值得我救。我已经找到目标了，你也能够找到你的目标。
出猛死了，出不出门？ 我无所谓。
那也没见你保护别人，我有这么优秀吗？我自己怎么没发觉？ 就是我也确实救了你。我救你，当然是希望你值得被救。
Welcome back, Will.
离我远点！什么意思？别过来！啊！住手！二人不关系。
I'm not gonna lie, those jackets
这不看你冷
look
吗？
awesome.
别咳嗽几声。
I wish I had one of those.
赶紧睡吧。
Read the novel 3 times. Wow. That's gotta be a good story.
算了，我来。
担心我了。
What's your favorite aspect of it?
你怎么在这儿？我需要你。
什么意思啊？
字面上的意思。打开它！ 跟我说，我就是看走了眼，你知道吗？
但你想碰我的人，不行。你不是看在我面子上才帮他的吗？你是不是有什么事瞒着我？
你选择开始玩，就要接受的。
Interesting. Is there horror in this?
厉害，跟你学的，
就是你保护我了的。你骗我！我根本就进不去，对不对？是替对方活下去，不是替对方去死。你个骗子！骗子！骗子！我害过你没有？
目前来说没有。
希望你永远平安快乐。我要保护活着，我要为你出去。你不能看他！走开！你冷静一点！走开！刘玲玲，
他就带阮哥再一次进入了花中。
Original also specified.
你受了很重的伤。
Interesting. I will say the dialogue is really powerful.
还好玲玲带了道具，先你一步，杀了乡人。就算我中了招，你也不能打开箱子，万一没用呢？
我是确定乡人已经死了才开的，这不是没事吗？
你确定个屁啊
Okay, here's some like magic.
我只是想让你活下去，至少你不要因为我去死。
再遇到相同的情况，我们都很清楚对方会做什么。
我可不喜欢和别人挤在一张床上睡。
那我下次得打地铺了。
除你之外，你跟你上一个女朋友是因为什么原因分的手？
女朋友？我都没谈过女朋友，怎么会有上一个女朋友？哦，你问这个干嘛？
就是问。如果实在找不到女朋友，也可以找点别的。
别的？找猫行吗？
果然是评委是对手。
找猫也不行。
一个顺风耳，一个千里眼，真是一对
什么？
搭档。我和你啊，傻子。
This tension is wild.
你的就是我的，我的还是我的。怎么，快出门了，舍不得我？
主要是不想跟你分离。
找机会住一块儿。等一下。要不今晚过来跟我
I didn't watch the live action. Well, this is pretty good. I mean, I don't know how it stacks up against the novel.
你干嘛？
Seems pretty good. Shot well. Acting looks good. Dialogue is seemingly great.
我觉得
你终于肯让我抱你了。
觉得很甜。
你是不是能够确定自己可以活下来？
那自然是。
都这个时候了还骗我
？The chocolate.
你别生气啊。
Was that a big moment?
是救一个我认识，
Looks
还
like
是救一群我不认识的玩家呢？
You split it.
都选择牺牲你了，我也明白应该这么说。我没那么大的能量。
都没得选。对不起。
我不好意思，我只想知道我在乎你。你说
Dialogue is incredible.
和你在一起的这些日子，经历了很多开心的事，没有选择真实却恐怖的事情，而是虚拟而又安全的事情。
你们在哪个世界，我就在哪个世界。
Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on now. Come on. I mean, that answer was like perfect. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. That was a great edit. Great edit. Very interesting looking show. I mean, I think it sold a few of you if you haven't seen that before, and that is pretty impressive off of one edit. Wow. So it was a novel, came out in 2018. I feel like Will can tell us everything we need to know about this. They were starving to death, and the chocolate is the only food they had left. RNZ said 1 piece for me and 1 piece for you. He actually saved his life for LQS as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's adorable. That's so sweet. Started off peculiar. Oh, I'm not even going to try that word. It's not working. My brain isn't working. First, his domestic cat refused to let him cuddle it. I guess I'll say LQ, Lynn, soon found that a sense of disharmony and incongruity began to pervade everything around him. Then one odd day, he pushed open a door and he discovered that the hallway he was familiar with turned into a boundless corridor. At both ends of this corridor were 12 identical iron gates. Thus, the story began. RN said to LQ, "When you gaze into the abyss gazes back." Upon hearing this, LQ sank into a deep contemplation. He then pulled down the zipper of his trousers and aimed at the abyss. Put your pants on properly. Super shameless. Pampered. Wait, what? I don't know what the heck the ending of that was. Unfortunately, it does not look like this wiki was really fully fleshed out. Let's see what else we can find here. See if we can find anything about the show. Oh, it's called something else? Kaleidoscope of Death was already taken down from China's streaming site with less than 2 hours of online time. Probably the most short-lived TV drama ever existed. What? That's crazy. If not, I'll probably yap enough so you can understand more. That's unbelievable. All 78 episodes were downloaded, though. The first 2 episodes can be found on Bilibili with English subs, and given time, I'm sure they'll all be subbed and upped. Kudos to the fans who acted so quickly. So basically, they decided F it and quickly dumped everything with the hopes people will pirate it and spread it online. Feels like the nuclear method, but if it works, that's funny. They were just like, all right, here it goes. Quickly, take all of it. Imagine having such fast internet connection you can download 78 episodes in 1 hour. I'm guessing they organized and had several people start downloading right away. Those fan groups can act fast. That's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure any Danmai drama getting dropped is going to have a ton of people downloading the second it hits the internet. Wow, that is unbelievable. I don't understand how this keeps happening. If you were a top-ranking executive at a TV studio, someone came to you and asked, "Boss, can I have $150 million to film a live-action version of this BL series?" Except there's only a 10% chance it'll be approved to air. Who is approving all these projects? How are the studios staying in business? It's my understanding that the show was made, filmed, edited, and even had passed the censorship board before the crackdown. That's unbelievable. Yeah, the fact that it was even filmed. So the premise is that when people are about to die, they can go into doors. There are 12 of them. If they can survive the doors, they can live for a longer time. Oh, interesting. That's really cool. I like that. That's such a fascinating concept. Then one odd day, he pushed open a door and he discovered that the hallway he was familiar with turned into a boundless corridor. That is a terrible synopsis right there because it gives you nothing of what's going on. 8.8, that's pretty high. And that's amazing how they came together and downloaded all those episodes, but 2 hours, less than 2 hours. Let's see. Yeah, so basically it's just being passed around by Google Drives and other sort of pirating. Wow. Rip Spirealm. You lived a long, productive 30-minute life. Actually, the most productive 78 episodes airdropped straight into piracy. That's so funny. The Doors are real-life horror movies, and they need to find a key and a door. Whoever opens the door will get a piece of information of another door. It's basically just people being people trying to survive. That's really interesting. And to have a love interest in all of that chaos. People used to joke that there are people risking their lives to sell drugs, but no one is willing to risk their all to smuggle BL drama out of China. That's unbelievable. Someone started uploading the raw episodes on YouTube. Gosh. What a fascinating concept that is. It's terrible that it has to happen, but kudos on them releasing the show, even for just 2 hours, so people could pull all the episodes down. What a fascinating concept. I love the ideas of it. Obviously, their dialogue seemed super like Nicholas Sparks level of romance. That's just the name that came to mind. That's not even great romance, but it's what I know. It seems like they always had the right thing to say at the right moment, which is sometimes difficult, right? Sometimes the words don't quite work out that way. But what a fascinating concept. I'm glad people were on the ball and ready to pirate the heck out of that show. That's really interesting. I've never heard of anything like that. That's too bad. One door that made me think back a lot is that the 11th door has all the souls it claims, and you can choose to live your loved ones who died in the doors, or you can choose to leave and face the real world. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you get the chance to stay in there with your loved ones and obviously give up your real world life, or go back into the real world and probably never again see your loved ones. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think, like, what would I choose there? Well, right now it's kind of an easy choice because most of the people I love are alive. But obviously as the years go by and people pass on, that would be a more difficult decision. Wow. Yeah, I'd say as the years went on, it'd probably be an easier decision. Like if you went into that door at like the age of like 85, you'd be like, yeah, I'll just stay here. I'm good. But if you go in that door at like 25, you're not going to stay in there. A lot of people killed to go through the doors, so they had lots of enemies in the 11th door. Oh. Loved ones, but also enemies. That's interesting. I guess my question would be, how violent of a door was it? I'm assuming, yeah, it's a horror show, so it's probably pretty violent. But what was it like? Like, was it peaceful when you were with your loved ones? Were you constantly on the run? Extremely violent and terrifying? Is that what I'm getting? That kind of makes that decision a little easier. Maybe it's not worth sticking around for. You know, get your good moments in when you can, but yeah, if it's going to be extremely awful and you're always on the run, you got people that, you know, sworn enemies in there, like that is not good. That kind of makes it easier to say no. Sorry you couldn't find many information on that, but the novel was such an enjoyable read. No, that's totally fine. I mean, the show itself seems like really good production value. Incredible production value. Absolute favorite characters. Felt like a slog sometimes, but a good read. Amazing world building. Kept me on my toes throughout. I would nope out after a few chapters because I'm a wimp, even though I love gore and horror, but I kept coming back because of the characters. Balances horror, comedy, and romance just right. I know people say there could have been more development and time spent on the romance, but I personally preferred the way it focused on the plot and the doors. It's also the only Danmei novel to ever make me cry. Whoa. Never felt draggy or slow, and each door was thrilling in its own way. I searched for a while. It was a shame there wasn't more notes. I mean, it wasn't up for very long, you know? Maybe it passed under the radar for a lot of folks. Also don't know much about the show. Hope Eleanor is in there. Everything from the characters to the plot, the events was amazing. Plot twist was good. I think the side characters and romance are the main weaknesses, but I enjoyed everything that you listed. Honestly, it seemed like they heavily leaned on the romance in the show. So maybe that's kind of a difference between the novel and the show, the live action. Oh, that'd be great. Probably my second most fave modern setting novel. Series left me with an emptiness and sad feeling after watching the last episode. Actors acted so well, and the production was also so good. This person said horrible ending. I've been addicted to it, even though the subtitles were not accurate enough. BL or bromance, who cares? It's just good, and I'm not surprised it was banned in China. They're not official subtitles. All right, so you get kind of a mixed bag there. The novel's more plot-focused and less of the romance comparing to other danme. But come on, the romance is amazing. I mean, just from what I saw in that edit, it seems like, at least in the live action, the romance is very good. I mean, the tension in some of those scenes was just crazy, even in an edit. I don't really like horror, so I was asking myself, am I really watching this just because it's censored BL? The answer was clear, to be honest, but I really loved the story. Sometimes it was really scary, sometimes not. Good adaptation. Considering there are so many topics the drama cannot depict, this is a pretty good adaptation of the novel. The story flow makes sense. There is no moment where I thought, oh, they should have just skipped that part instead of twisting it into something it's not. But at the same time, the changes make the stories less frightening and more generically appealing. That's probably you got to expect that in a TV show. It's not going to be as crazy as the novel. Actor who played Lin is their weakest point. He cannot do emotional scenes. Oh, that's too bad. Except the one where he was disappointed by his estranged mother. His outbursts, either grief, anger, or horror, felt as if they came out of nowhere and rather superficial. Other actors, while still mediocre, are more relatable than him. In theory, the drama can go on forever, and I wouldn't mind watching another 100+ episodes. Definitely worth your time. Ever since I heard it would have a drama adaptation, because the novel is one of my favorites. The drama did justice to the arcs and characters. The actors were perfectly cast and had great chemistry. However, they changed some things, added some characters, removed some, and removed my favorite line, which made me a little upset. One thing I didn't like was the change in the plot for The Last Doors. Oh, because of censorship, they had to change the concept. Oh, dang. Well, that's going to be kind of disappointing if you enjoyed the novel, but it seems like most folks had a really positive reaction. Unexpectedly good. This person didn't read the book. Honestly, it sounds like it's good. Unfortunate that they had to change some of the plot, but that kind of makes sense if you're making it into a live action as opposed to a novel. Unrelated note, I'm still mad at The Flash had 199 episodes. Sure, it went on too long, but come on, make the last 200. Yes, that is annoying. That would be very annoying, actually. Oh my gosh. All right. I think we're done for the day. That was the last video. I hope you enjoyed this selection. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Throw a like on the video if you liked it. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when these get uploaded. Eventually, it'll alert you to when I'm live on YouTube. So that'll be happening sooner rather than later. As soon as I catch up on videos, I'll have a more formalized schedule. Follow the Twitch if you'd like. Twitch.tv/Todd Reacts. There will be a gaming stream on Todd Reacts Plays and on Twitch, live on both, on Saturday. Maybe a Fortnite stream in between here and there. We'll see. We'll see. Join the Discord. Links are available everywhere in the YouTube description, on the Twitch page, on the website, everywhere. Building a growing community on there. I think we're up to 55 members, which is so cool. I'm glad you're all joining me on there. Check out the winter collection of merch. This is the long sleeve tee. It's leaving soon. Soon switching over to summer. It is getting warm. I don't know if you've noticed, or in your neck of the woods if you've noticed, but it is getting much warmer. If you want to request your own videos and you like what you saw today, go ahead and head over to toddreacts.com. You can sign up for one of the video requesting tiers, season, or series. And if you're just looking for a movie ticket-like experience, go ahead and check out the episode tier. I shall see you all tomorrow. I shall see you all tomorrow. Will, thanks for hanging out. Luke, appreciate it. And I shall see you all tomorrow.